Microsoft Immersive Reader. It is embedded in online Microsoft documents. My district purchased it to be embedded in our learning management system, so you can see our learning management system here. And a wonderful assignment that my students are working on. We have a diagram at the top, and then there is bulleted and outlined text outlining their project along with the template. So when I click the Immersive Reader button, the first thing you'll notice is that the diagram disappears, and so does the formatting for the bullets and the different indentions in the text. So it all appears as one big continuous paragraph. So it can be really good if you're reading a book or a poem, but not necessarily for an outline. You can adjust and change the voice speed to make it go slower or faster, and between male and female. So I'm going to click play so you can hear that.
Pick a commercial aircraft and find the following information.
Okay, if I start back at the word pick, notice when I click on it, it tells me or shows me different pictures, and I can also just do that word.
Pick.
If I click on other words, there may not be a picture dictionary associated with them, so you have to be careful about always pointing students to the photographs. But let's look at the other adjustments that a person can make. So if I click on text preferences, I can change the font of the size based on the visual impairment needs or the visual needs of the student. It only goes up to 96-point font. In this case, it defaults to an increased spacing. That gives you the extra line in between. If I turn that off, it compacts and condenses the text down. It's still spaced at about 2 in between, but not any more than that. You have 3 font choices, and then for those individuals who need a colored background, so if you have a student with accommodations for a particular color filter, I've seen pink, purple, green, and yellow color filters on various accommodations, as well as kind of like the salmon pink. You can select that as well. For your students who need to see the syllables broken out in words, you can break out the syllables, and it can also identify different parts of speech and highlight it, changing the color of the font. One of the other cool things that it'll do is it will display line spacing or line focus. So I've got it selected for 3 lines. You can also do 1 line, but for 3 lines. And then if you have it read, starting at the beginning of that,
pick a commercial aircraft and find the following information. Height equals maximum thickness of the wing length.
Okay, so notice that it grays out the lines that it doesn't want to focus on and make sure that the other line is bold. This is very good for our ADHD students. And we can also choose a language. So for those language learners in our classes, so right now I have refugees from Russia. Actually, they're from Ukraine, but they do speak Russian. And I can translate the whole document into Russian. And I'm going to slow this one down for sure and turn it into male. And they can actually have the same text once it's translated. Now this is a Google Translate or Microsoft Translate, so the translation may or not be completely perfect.
Выберите коммерческий самолет и найдите следующую информацию.
Okay. And then, of course, we can turn it back into English. So this can help students who are learning a different language, whatever that language may be. And there are like 4 or 5 different Englishes that they can pick for this. And then once you go back to your original document, if you click on Immersive Reader again, you actually have to go through and set up everything again. So this wouldn't necessarily be a good program for someone who is completely blind, But for visual impairment, for the English language learner, or anyone who's trying to improve their reading skills, this is an excellent program.